We're called Muse, and we're here on our tour bus, but we're actually recording a video for Nights of Cydonia. We decided to go with Joseph Kahn for this video, who we had worked with before in the past, and he had this idea of doing this kind of sci-fi western vibe, which kind of exactly fitted in with the idea that we were thinking about.
The record company called me and said, Muse wants to do a video where there's a futuristic cowboy. As soon as I heard it and I heard the song, I thought it was perfect.
We were listening to quite a bit of Ennio Morricone in the studio. He made a lot of music for kind of western films. So I think we really wanted to make it a very visual piece.
This has definitely been one of the most brutal shoots I've ever been on. We have a pretty good budget, but I mean, this thing is way bigger than what we got. So in order to get the thing done, we had to do some drastic measures. Like, for instance, we shot 3 days in Romania.
We're starting in Castel Studios, Romania. Our first scene is actually somewhere in the middle of the film, and we're shooting him on the stocks, being pelted by young three angelic children, which you think are going to be very nice to him and give him water, but they give him poo.
I'm Russ, the man with no name, and today I'm getting horse shit thrown at me.
There's like three characters. There's a badass sheriff, a kind of hero, a loose hero, and the hot girl who is having an affair with both of those two guys.
The concept was so perfect, and it's like a dream project for any director that loves like movies, especially like campy 80s movies. And I got depressed because it was like, you know, I'm never going to get this job because it's so perfect for me. You know, a couple days later they said, let's do it. So here we are.
Just hanging. Literally, just hanging.
So she's going to drop through the trap and land on the mattresses to match with the shot that we did with Cassandra and on the motorbike.
I think the heroine has just fallen through the trap door and now she's about to escape.
I want to go again, but the bike's not working.
No one's gonna take me alive.
Today we're on a volcano.
Robot Day.
Baking hot. This is the lovely Romanian countryside.
I had a long chat with him and asked him if he did anything else, if he was a mime, or he said no, he's the only person in the entire United Kingdom who is expressly a robot. He is a robot expert.
It was just as hot over in England a few weeks ago when I was working in Cirencester. They did ask me to put the mask on, and I was wearing it for a while this morning until they realised that I needed to get it off. They forgot about me, but I'm okay. It's better to have a healthy robot than a dead robot, dehydrated.
This is a scene where I have a kind of deluded thought, you know, conjure up this image of this beauty on a unicorn. I asked if I could do wardrobe, but wouldn't let me.
And there's also like there's about 400 extras, and there's fight scenes and ninjas with laser beams. It's just like a funny old kung fu movie set in the future, but not really.
I think ultimately this video is, in its way, a tribute to 1980s action films. You know, there's like a really cool era of films, I thought, like that came out after 1979, after Spielberg had come out with Jaws and Close Encounters. This is about the people that were trying to beat George Lucas and Steven Spielberg with 1/10 of the budget and came up with the craziest, weirdest science fiction films. They were American movies, like westerns or science fiction, but like usually funded by some European arms dealer and directed by completely crazy, coked out, directors.
I'm a stunt coordinator from Romanian side. Those are my men.
And who were you playing yesterday?
A Chinese with a big mustache.
This is the big bar scene.
We're in like a saloon bar, but obviously because it's set in the future, but in 1981.
We're kind of projected, like holograms, projecting out of a CD or something.
There's going to be people just watching us as if they're watching some kind of crap bar in the corner, and I think a few people are going to chuck some beers at us, but really we're not there.
So that's our involvement in the video. As he enters town, enters the bar, she comes up, turns him around and slaps him in the face, which is the sort of love-hate relationship they have.
I just got beaten up, big time, thrown over a table. It was good. It was a good.
We're going to be finishing at 4 o'clock in the morning for you. Maybe more.
What is it's 9 minutes to 4 in the morning.
Go back. It's all too much for the producer.
This is so weird. Look, the robot. It's 5 in the morning. It's a robot getting out of a coffin. I'm delirious now. I feel weird. What a job. So we're at Stage 4 Black Island Studios doing our blue screen day with Muse today. Back in London, thankfully.
It's about to shoot our first band member, Dominic, the drummer.
My name is Celestine, and I've just got some stuff for the boys for this shoot today.
What kind of style are we going for?
I was told futuristic cowboy, but it's kind of a bit more subtle than that. See, Chris has a big handlebar moustache anyway, which is completely kind of Western, so he just put a cowboy hat on and he looked fine. I think he looks more cowboy than everybody else, actually.
We're shooting Chris. This is his first shot, and he's in a box that's so hot, it could be called a hot box.
See, I've seen some heat in my time. Fucking hell. Fucking puke up.
Beckham, do a Beckham.
Sorry, boss, feel sick.
Some geezer in Japan collaborated with Puma and what's he called?
Mihara Yasuhiro is a Japanese designer.
Right.
Well, Matt, basically we just got like a really simple kind of black shirt and then just studded it across the top, just with kind of like little studs and things. And we had to leave a little path for his guitar. Oh, on this side.
Right on.
Just a little path for his guitar, and his guitar is like this colour. Dom just wore kind of little white short sleeve shirt, but he got a really good belt, proper Western belt with studs all around the edge. And he has a silver Converse, so that's the future element.
I remember being on a tour bus in America somewhere, and I opened up the shade.
Montana.
And we were in Montana, and Matt was in the back of the bus, and he put some headphones on my ears as I just rolled out the bunk, and I opened up the shade and saw like this weird kind of deserted landscape. There might have been a cactus tree there, but we were in Montana. But then this kind of visual picture really connected itself with the chords that he had just been playing on his acoustic guitar. And I think definitely some of the feel of the track came out of seeing that location whilst listening to the music.
I think one of the coolest things about this video is that it doesn't really look like a music video. It actually looks like something that's been unearthed in a vault.
It's kind of it's like a 1981 sci-fi kung fu western film, or a trailer for one of those types of films. That's what we're trying to do here.
This video is just big and crazy. It has cowboys, it has kung fu, it has women in distress, it has an evil sheriff, it has futuristic technology, it has guns and laser blasts. I mean, it's just like everything you can possibly imagine is in this thing.
comedy genius.